Round 2. This time we're going to be talking about perpendicular bisectors. So go ahead and take out your notes again because we're going to add to them. So a perpendicular bisector is a line that divides a segment into two congruent parts and is also perpendicular to the segment. So perpendicular bisector does two things. It cuts a segment into two congruent pieces, and it's also perpendicular to the segment. And we can see that on the illustration over here to the right. So we can see that line M is cutting AB into two congruent pieces because it's marked with tick marks. I can also see that it's perpendicular to it because of that box. Remember, that box tells me that it's a 90-degree angle. So we would say that M is the perpendicular bisector of AB. And I usually shorthand it like this. So M is the perpendicular. I use the perpendicular symbol, perpendicular, and I shorthand the word bisector as BISX, bisector of AB. So it's important to note that M is the thing that's doing the cutting in half, and B is the thing that not B. AB is the thing that is getting cut in half. Okay. So just make sure you keep that in order in your head because a lot of people tend to confuse that. So let's put that into practice. So let's take a look at example 3. So we have this diagram over here, and part A of this question is asking us to show that CM is a perpendicular bisector to AB. Okay, so CM is the perpendicular bisector. So here is CM, and it's saying that CM is cutting AB in half. So AB is right here. So if AB is getting cut in half, that means that these two segments are congruent, and so that takes care of the bisector part. And we also know that it's perpendicular to that segment, so I'm going to mark it with a box, like so. Okay, so I've taken care of A. I can see now that CM is a perpendicular bisector to AB. Part B is saying let AM equal 14, so I'm going to go ahead and label that in my picture. And let the measure of angle CMB equal 15x. So this right here equals 15x degrees. Solve for x and AB. So in order to solve for AB, that's pretty easy. If AM is 14, then MB must also be 14 because those two little segments are congruent. So that means then that AB is 28 units long. Okay. Now for the angle, well, I know that I put the box on the left, but that also means that I have a right angle on this other side right here. And since that's a right angle, I know that that's going to equal 90 degrees. So the equation I would set up is 15x equals 90 degrees. And in order to solve for x, I'm just going to do 90 divided by 15. And so when I do that, I get that x equals 6. Come back to class because we're going to do one more problem together.